くぞ。
Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today I want to talk about the Leah set. I'm not going to talk about Mr. Karate today, but all I can tell you guys right now, at least from the testing that I've done so far, is that he's top tier. He is an insane character, and he's pretty much going to get banned religiously in Championship. I'm pretty much betting on it. He is ridiculous. But the video's not about him, so I don't want to get into him today. He's not a perfect character. He does have some faults, but his strengths definitely outweigh his weaknesses by a large margin. He's an insane character. But what I do want to talk about is the Leah set, and I also want to talk about this dice game. Now, before, we'd always have these events, and I didn't notice this yesterday, but because I was just so excited about Mr. Karate, right? But we're getting 300 of these dice a day, right? And this event is going to last for a total of 13 days, which is 3,900 dice. Well, what they've done in this update is they've actually made it to where we can use our purple A's and S's to get dice. Personally, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I really would rather have the event, because what this does is, these things are pretty rare and pretty hard to come by. I farmed the story mode. I did 200 missions in story mode, and this is what I got. And then, of course, all the dailies, all the events, everything in here to get everything. I've done all this stuff, right? And this is what I'm stuck with, right? And you have to use, 2 of these to get your dice. Well, what I would suggest, and the thing that I don't like about this is, you really want to use all of these things for this box here. You want to use them because you want these rubies. This is where it's at. The souls, but especially these damn rubies. That's where it's at. So what I would suggest to all of you is you're going to get 3,900 dice in total. Wait until the last day, farm up all those dice, and then do all of your rolls. And if you can get all of these materials with 3,900 dice, then you can craft all of those purple boxes and just get your rubies and still get all of these. I would not craft any of those dice until the very last day if you absolutely have to. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait until the very last day. We're going to have 3,900 of these babies, and I'm just going to roll them all at once, or you can just roll them each every day, whatever, just do 300 every time, because you got to do 12 rounds. You got to go around this 12 different times, and 300 dice. It really, so, we're going to do, let's see. All right, this is all RNG based, right? We could get 3 6s, right? And, say you get 3 6s, right? So get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? You're not even going to make one full round. So you're going to have to craft some dice, which is, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really think it's kind of, I don't want to say stingy, but compared to what they've done in the past with these events, it is. It's a little stingy. I don't really care for it. I really wish they would have just had an event right here to where we could have just got the dice like what we normally do when we do our dailies. So I just wanted to bring that to all of your attention. Now let's talk about this damn Leah set. So the Leah set is proving to be an insane set, and it really has adjusted the meta because of the effects of this damn thing. You get attack on all these cards, right? You're going to get a total of 33% extra attack. Pretty normal for some of the fest sets, not a big deal. It's cool. But you got this 30% chance to reset cooldowns of active skills upon landing an active skill on a 45-second cooldown. Now the thing is, guys, there's just certain characters that are just so strong, like Rio. Rio's insane. With the Leah set, he is insane, right? And, I'm running it on Vice, and she's really great with it as well, because you also get the reflect 10% of damage received for 5 seconds when attack. So whenever you're, like, in a clutch situation, you got, like, 1% HP, or you got, like, say half your life, and they have, 1% HP. Like, say it's Pretty Brienne that you're fighting, and she's got that immunity up. Well, reflect bypasses immunity. it bypasses it. So they'll still reflect and do damage to them. But really, it's the reset active skill is really what's OP. Because say you run through 3 of your skills. Well, then boom, you just get 3 more skills right away again. And say it's on a character that has an interrupt skill. Characters with insane grab skills like Vice. You can just pretty much do damn near infinite combos with this set. And the thing that, I just don't, as far as the artwork, it's beautiful, right? Leah's gorgeous, right? But we're talking about the effects of the cards. And I honestly, it's an OP damn set. Do I think it's the best set in the game for PvP? No, I do not. I think for certain characters, it probably is. But it's an RNG based thing. It's a 30% chance to reset the cooldowns. Now, from my experience in playing with this card set, that procs quite often. Honestly, I have a lot of luck with it procking, and I seem to get the reset quite a bit. But it's still RNG, And the thing that I don't like about this set is it's one of those sets where people rely on RNG to get it done. A skilled player is not going to rely on RNG. They're not going to rely on it. They're going to play in a certain way where they're going to be careful but be aggressive when they need to be aggressive, and they're not going to rely on this. And for some players, kind of like Imprint Stone Week, where people put, they're really not that great a player, but they have all these whale accounts where they put imprint stones on them, and their characters are so damn strong they can just plow through other characters, right? They can do really well in Championship because of that. Well, that's what this Leah set is. That's what it kind of is. It's a set that really takes a lot of the skill out of the game because it's just resetting your cooldowns. Part of the fun of the game is knowing when to use your skills, knowing when they have their skills ready. That's part of the skill of the game. And this really has eliminated a lot of that. And it's incorporated quite a bit more RNG, which I really don't like. In all honesty, guys, I really wish we could just keep the artwork and just have a different effect instead of this reset cooldown crap. I really don't like it because it's just, you face a character. It could be a lower level character and they will surprise you because they got those extra skills. And it could be an interrupt skill. It could be, seriously, think about it. If you got a pretty big, right? And you're playing with pretty big, she has a interrupt skill on her 3rd skill. Let me find her. Okay, so on pretty big, she has this interrupt skill, can be used while being attacked. And there's a few characters that have this, the new Halloween Alice, Vice, pretty big, John Cena. Think about it, guys. That damn Leah set on John Cena, who's already a freaking insane tank, or Guinness, who doesn't have an interrupt skill, but seriously, having those skills available to him, and now Mr. Karate, who already has a reset on his 1st skill. And that's another thing. Characters that have already reset skills like Pretty Zero, Rugal, they're going to be able to do those skills 3 different times. Pretty Zero is going to be able to throw that cat out 3 different times. It's a pretty unfair match, honestly. If you've ever faced a Pretty Zero with that Leah set, it is no joke. It is no freaking joke. It can be very difficult to deal with unless you're really good at dodging and get a little lucky with the ignore guard. But if you're guarding and she throws out 3 damn cats at you, the chances of her breaking your guard are pretty freaking high. Pretty freaking high. And she'll build her PG up really quick. Insane, right? But characters that have this interrupt skill, like, say you're in a situation with pretty big, right? Her core effect, 6 seconds after being attacked, stuns the attacker for 2 seconds, right? 6 seconds, right? 6 seconds. And sometimes you get into situations where you're using pretty big, and this is on a little over 6 second cooldown, right? A little over. So there's moments where you won't have your hyper armor available after, whenever you get stunned. So say you're fighting a pretty big, you got the pretty big versus pretty big, and you get stunned, you won't have your 3rd skill available to use your hyper armor. Well, if you have that Leah set, right, and you actually were able to get in a successful attack against your opponent, and that set procs, you'll have the hyper armor available. So all you gotta do is count that 6 seconds, hits your hyper armor skill, and then you're not going to take any damage. They're going to build up their PG, but you're not going to take any damage because you'll have your hyper armor up. It really skews and changes things in the game. It's an OP set. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it is an RNG based set. As far as characters who to put it on, in all honesty, guys, you could put it on lots of characters and it's going to be stupid. Mr. Karate, freaking nuts. Reset on his first skill. I'm not even going to get in Mr. Karate. He's retarded. He's ridiculously powerful, crazy powerful, strong character. Ignis, the same thing, guys. I mean, all these characters, like, I mean, for PvP, I'm talking about PvP. I mean, Psyche, you know, having that super armor twice in a row, that's really going to help his survivability and keep him from getting interrupted. It's going to give him a higher chance of grabbing, you know, mature. I mean, all these characters, right, are going to be stronger if that Leah set procs. Pure and simple, guys, pure and simple. Now, there are characters that I wouldn't suggest putting it on. I wouldn't put it on characters that don't have Ignore Guard. If they don't have Ignore Guard, I would not put that set on them. I wouldn't. You know, and I know I mentioned Pretty Big a second ago. She doesn't have Ignore Guard. But I just wouldn't put that set on them because I feel like the Ryugo is still better overall. I still feel like it's better for certain characters. But for some characters, they can do a grab skill like Vice, grab skills like Psyche. Ignis has Ignore Guard on his second skill. Like these characters, the Leah set's going to be really, really great. Rugal, he can Ignore Guard actually with his God Press, so that's something to think about. Plus he has a stun. Nameless builds up his PG super fast, and having extra skills, getting that extra S3 with his immunity. I mean, honestly, guys, it could actually be a decent set for him. He doesn't have Ignore Guard, but Nameless is an exception because of his PG gain. Mukai, I mean, come on, man. Like, but he doesn't have Ignore Guard, but he does have Petrify. He has CC. See, that's the thing. That's the thing people forget. In KOF Original Week, Mukai is actually pretty damn strong. You know, Ash is a character I would not put it on. He just doesn't, I mean, against certain characters, yes. If they got Bleed, Poison, and Burn, yeah, maybe then. But without that, I just don't think. He's still a very situational character, unfortunately. Katsura, it's going to be insane. He has 2 Ignore Guards on his 2 different skills. Kami, it could be really insane on him. Adelheid, insane on him because he can stun, he can remove hyper armor. I mean, all this crap. I mean, most of these characters, you know, good. You know, Leona, she doesn't have Ignore Guard, but a very skilled Leona player can do really well. But I still, I mean, you could put it on her because she does a lot of poison damage and it's pretty insane. But I really think the Ryugo will be better for her. Kay, oh yeah, that Leah set's going to be pretty awesome on him. Kyo doesn't get used in Championship for the most part, unfortunately. But it would actually be a decent set for him, to be perfectly honest. Iori, I mean, he has a reset on his 3rd skill, which is his interrupt skill. I mean, you could put it on him. He might do actually really well. It's not, but I don't think it's the optimal set. That's the thing. You're still going to be dealing with RNG. You got a character here that has a reset also, and he can Ignore Guard. So actually, the Leah set would actually be good on the Rock. I mean, and so on, guys. It's actually good on Geese because Geese has that stun on that 2nd skill. And I actually faced the Geese with the Leah set. It's pretty crazy. Rio is an absolute monster with that crap on him. Iori, I wouldn't suggest putting it on him, to be perfectly honest, guys. I mean, it could be good in, I guess, some situations, but he's really not into PvP. Original Zero just isn't, he's just not played in PvP, but it would be a decent set because he does have Ignore Guard on in his kit. Clone, I don't really think so. Yashiro, I'm sorry, guys, he's just, no. Pretty Zero, absolutely. Halloween Chris, I mean, yeah, maybe. Lady Geese, yeah, she could probably do pretty well. I mean, she can remove blast skills. She probably could do pretty well, but she doesn't have Ignore Guard, so that's something to think about. But she does have dot damage. I mean, there's all kinds of things to take into consideration. It's an OP set for, you know, over 50% of the Fest characters. I think it's a really great set. I mean, Kula could be really good for her, although I think having a super armor on her really helps her, to be perfectly honest. But it would be a good set for her because she's going to get the resets. She builds her PG up. She's going to have that 3 PG card. Elizabeth here, She can get the freeze. She could reset her skills. She's got the hyper armor. She resets her hyper armor. I mean, Maxima, she's got the reset. I mean, she'd be really great with it. Vanessa's really great with it. Rock's really great with it. John's going to be really great with it. Kim's going to be really great with it. Pretty Big is okay with it, but I think the Ryugo would be better for her. That's just my opinion. Chrysalid, he would be probably really good with it. I mean, you're hearing me say that quite a bit about quite a few characters. That set is OP. It's an OP set, but it's an RNG based set. So, in my opinion, it's between that and the Ryugo as far as the PvP card set. In all honesty, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's other sets that are still good and still relevant. I mean, the Shine set can prove to be useful because of getting the super armor, the Akane set because of getting the immunity and the end of the when you're down to 1% HP. But I really think that damn Leah set is just overpowered. You will find that it does proc quite often, even though it says 30%, it does proc quite often. And that's what makes it dangerous. You know, if you have it on characters, like I said, that have ignore guard, that can be very scary. Remove hyper armor, that can be very scary. So in my opinion, it is a top tier set, but it's also a set that could cause you to get a little rusty in your gameplay, because what happens with people is they start relying on those procs. They start relying on that RNG, and you don't want to rely on it. You don't want to rely on RNG to be a good player. And that's the thing about that set I don't like. I honestly wish it wasn't in the game. Like I said earlier, keep the artwork, but just give us a different effect. Resetting skills is freaking OP as hell. So I just wanted to give you all my thoughts on that card set, and I will be making a video about Mr. Karate for sure. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.